Want to talk about some movies? You like
Absolutely.
movies?
I love movies. Love them.
You're going to like this movie, you know,
Okay.
because first it was Spider-Man, and now it's Batman who's coming to theater near you, and that comes next Friday, the 20th, I think. So that's a week from tomorrow. But everyone's talking about it already. I already saw the picture, so it's a lot of fun. Have you seen any trailers for it yet?
I've seen some of the trailers. I know everybody's kind of like, can this one match the last one because of...
I think Heath Ledger.
Yeah. Right.
But I think maybe it can. Here's a look.
You think this can last? There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne. You and your friends better batten down the hatches. Because when it hits, you're all gonna wonder how you ever thought you could live so large and leave so little for the rest of us.
What does that mean?
Rise.
When Gotham is ashes, you have my permission to die.
So do you recognize that football player?
Well, I would think Hines Ward.
That's who it was.
Okay.
Yeah. They shot that scene in Pittsburgh at the stadium in Pittsburgh.
Cool. How long is the movie?
It's 2 hours and 40 minutes, so at your age, you might have to go to the bathroom twice.
See, to me, movies, if it gets past an hour and a half, they lose me a little bit.
I heard this story, too. I said, 240, that's long. I said, well, you know, the original cut was over 4 hours.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness, it's a great idea.
I want to see the movie, not really live with the guy.
Yeah, but I got to tell you something. They wanted to wrap this whole thing up, and the movie is really good. It is 2 hours and 40 minutes long, and it's the best opening scene I've ever seen in a movie. It's got a great ending. It's got some great twists in it, and even better than that, it has a beautiful Anne Hathaway in it, and she is stellar in this thing. I had a chance to talk to her.
Oh, good.
So, I don't usually start things like this, but I like your haircut.
Thank you very much. I'm still getting used to it, so I appreciate that.
Did you do it for, are you doing it for a role? Or you just
yeah,
did it for fun?
I did it for Les Mis.
Oh, that's great. I think it looks terrific.
Thank you very much.
It looks great. What was the most fun about this for you for this movie?
I think my favorite moment came after my very first scene, which involved a big fight sequence that I've been working really hard on. And I was and we finished, and I was walking off the set, and I felt a tap on my shoulder, and I thought it was just going to be like the sound guy asking me for my mic, and it was Chris. And Chris is not a very demonstrative person, and he pulled me into a bear hug and was like, that was terrific. And I had been so dying to please him. And ever since I met him, months and months and months before when I first met on the possibility of playing this part, that it remains one of the best moments of my life.
Okay, she's talking about Chris Nolan, the director. Now, he's the guy who did Memento. Remember Memento?
I remember that one. Very confusing.
That's the guy who had amnesia, and he forgot about what happened the day before, so he always had to write down on his body what happened. He was trying to solve a murder. And then he did Inception.
Okay.
Remember that?
Confusing. That was with Leonardo, right?
Leonardo DiCaprio. And then, of course, he did the other Dark Knight pictures and did a great job with that. So this guy's a heck of a director. Everybody likes him. He's supposed to be like a genius kind of dude. So anyway, I talked to him also, and we talked a little bit about Anne Hathaway.
I mean, for me, what I love about what Anne's done is she's able to be a breath of fresh air and a real energizing presence. She's the most alive character at the beginning of the movie. All these other characters, and Bruce Wayne in particular, you know, he's been in self-imposed exile for a while. He's cut himself off from society, and she's able to do that really without being over the top in any way. There's a very real psychology to what she's doing that balances beautifully with the the iconic side of the character.
Why didn't you just kill me? Your punishment must be more severe.
You can't imagine a better villain than this. I mean, it's not one of those CG kind of things. You know, it's got arms and legs and all kinds of wacky stuff. I mean, this is just a scary man, isn't it?
He's a very scary man, and you know, when we were looking for the appropriate adversary for this story, a character with physicality, a character who could stand toe to toe with Batman, and you wouldn't know who's going to come out on top. That was something that was very important to us. And Tom Hardy, whom I worked with on Inception, he was just the absolute natural choice to portray somebody that frightening, project that kind of energy just with his eyes and his voice. It's a really remarkable job that Tom does, and I can't wait for people to see it.
Pretty wild looking, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Have you, because you've interviewed everybody.
A lot of them.
Have you ever interviewed a director and said, you know, like, what do you think of so-and-so's performance? And they went, well, I really wasn't too pleased with that one because they always seem to heap a lot of praise on everybody.
You know, a lot of times when that situation may happen, the director doesn't do the interviews. You know, it's funny you say that because we had some interviews on with Michael Caine and Morgan Freeman, and he was saying that Michael Caine says, I don't go do interviews when I don't like the movie anymore.
Okay.
He says, you know, you do a movie, you do the performance, you do what the director tells you to do. It looks like a good story, but once it gets on the big screen, something happens in between. It doesn't smell quite right.
Okay.
He says, I don't like to talk or do interviews for those movies. So
All right.
that's what happens more often than not. But you know what's really cool about this movie is it's got like a real guy as a villain. You know, it's not like some, you know, remember the crab thing and
Right, it was like- it was-
Spider-Man
yeah,
and
it was-
all that dopey stuff. Or how about Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was like Mr. Freeze?
Right.
Remember
Right.
like it was like a bigger than life cartoon clown kind of character?
All right.
Or even Michelle Pfeiffer when she played Catwoman.
Right.
I mean, she just looked good. But I mean, this one, man, Anne Hathaway's into it. It's great. And it's like seeing a movie about a real thing rather than some really, you know.
I'm psyched. I'm going to see it. 2.5, I mean, 2 hours and 40 minutes is still a long time for me, but I'll go.
If I can find a couple extra tickets, I get them for you. But listen to this. Here's your chance out there to win away to a preview screening of The Dark Knight Rises. It's Wednesday, July 18th at Regal Richmond. And if you are caller number 8, the tickets are yours. So just call 216-578-0888.